Okay, so what we're going to be doing next is we're going to be doing JWT header parameter injections. So according to the JWS specification, only the ALG header parameter is mandatory. In practice, however, JWT headers often contain several other parameters. The ones of particular interest to us right now is this one. So the JSON web key. So JWK is a parameter we can provide in the header, and provides an embedded JSON object representing the key. So as you can see, these user controllable parameters each tell the recipient server what key to use when verifying the signature. In this section, you'll learn how to hack these to inject modified JWTs signed with your own arbitrary key instead of the server secret. So in this case, we're going to be injecting self-signed JWTs via the JWK parameter. So JSON Web's signature specifications describe an optional JWK header parameter. So a JWK JSON web key is a standardized format for representing keys as a JSON object. So for example, you can see an example here. So the JWK object is included here. So the key type is RSA, and then a bunch of information here about how to encrypt, including the E value, the N value, and the key ID value. So we could create our own JWK. Well, if the application allows you, you can supply your own JWK information, and then you can gain access that way. So ideally, servers should only use a limited white list of public keys to verify JWK signatures. However, misconfigured servers can sometimes use any key that's embedded in the JWK parameter. So what we're going to do is we're going to create our own JWK parameter, and we're going to sign our key using that one. Okay, so this next lab over here, let's start it up. This is where we're going to test out this attack. So this lab uses a JWT-based mechanism for handling sessions. The server supports the JWK parameter within the JWT header. This is sometimes used to embed the correct verification key directly into the token. However, it fails to check whether the provided key came from an entrusted source. To solve the lab, modify and sign a JWT that gives you access to the admin panel at /admin, then delete the user Carlos. You can log into your own account using the following credentials: Wiener Peter. Okay, so let's go ahead and start that up. So for this challenge, there are a couple of ways we can handle it, and I'll cover two different ways we can do this one. Okay, so as usual, we're just going to go over to my account, and we can supply the username Wiener Peter. Okay, so from here, what we want to do is we want to try accessing the admin endpoint. So we're just going to go into here. We're going to go to, instead of my account, we're going to try to admin endpoint here. Just type in /admin. And it's going to say admin interface only available if logged in as an administrator. So that is completely fine. What we're going to do is we're going to use Burp Suite. Actually, we should have been logging in using the Burp Suite browser. Let me demonstrate. So inside of Burp Suite over here, we can go over to the proxy, and then we can proxy intercept. Okay, so this is the Burp Suite program. We're going to open up the Burp Suite browser from here. The Burp Suite browser is connected to the Burp Suite proxy, and it'll record all the information that we send through the browser in the proxy, and then we can start modifying that information. So in this case, we're just going to get the address for the lab. Okay, so this gives us the same error message. Admin interface only available if logged in as an administrator. That's fine. We're just going to go, now that this has been recorded by Burp Suite, we're going to go back to the Burp Suite HTTP history tab. We can see all of the different requests that were made inside of the Burp browser. Or at least we should be able to. Just a second. Burp browser, let's reload the page. So we should have this web endpoint recorded in HTTP history. Okay, this is it. This is it. So this is the GET request to this /admin endpoint. We should be able to see it after we access it in the Burp Suite browser. What we're going to do is we're going to send this request to the Burp Suite repeater. So right click and then select send to repeater. This will send it to the repeater tool so that we can repeat this particular request. The next thing we need to do is we need to access the JWT editor. And it's going to be over at the end over here. So it's not installed by default, but you can install it on Burp Suite by going over to, I think it's Burp. Let's see, extensions. You go to the extensions tab, and then you can search for extensions. You can click on add. Oh, no, wait. Where's the store? Let's see. We can, okay. So after you go to extensions, you can go over to B App Store. So extensions, B App Store. In the B App Store, you can start looking for different extensions you want to install onto Burp Suite. So for example, you can search for JWT. And then we've got the JWT editor over here. So you can click on it, and then you can click on install. So for example, this one here, click on install, and then after it's installed, you should see an extra tab on Burp Suite called JWT Editor. And what we're going to do inside the JWT Editor is we're going to create a new key, or a new signing key for our JSON Web Tokens. So to do that, all you need to do is click on the JWT Editor tab and then click on New Symmetric Key. Or I think New RSA Key will work as well. So click on New RSA Key, and we don't need to do anything here special. We just need to click on OK. Oh, it doesn't let you click on OK. Hold on. Oh, ID. Okay. We need to give it an ID number. Tests key. Oh, no, wait. I think, sorry. You need to click on generate. Click on generate, and then it'll automatically create a key for you, and then you click on OK. So after that, the new key will probably end up at the bottom of the list. Yeah, so there's a new key generated at the bottom of the list. We're going to be using this key to sign our new JWT after we do that. Okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go over to the repeater, and in the repeater, we should have some, wait, where'd it go? Did I forget to send it to the repeater? Okay, get admin here, unauthorized, send to repeater. In the repeater, there should be a JWT section. Where'd it go? Oh, we're not logged in. Never mind. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, we're not logged in the Burp Suite browser. Okay, we need to go to my account. We need to log in as the Wiener Peter. Okay, and then we need to try to access the admin endpoint. So admin, okay, gives us the same message. We go back to Burp Suite. In Burp Suite, we go over to the proxy HTTP history tab, go down all the way, and we see these green requests. The green requests all have the JWT. We click on the admin one, and we see that there's a JWT token as a cookie in here. We're just going to right-click that. We're going to send it to the repeater. Then we're going to go over to the repeater, and so inside the request here, there's a JWT web token tab now. Click on that. And this is all the information for the JWT for this request. So we can change the payload here. Sub wiener. We don't want to be wiener. We want to be administrator. We're just going to switch that out. Okay, and the last thing we want to do is we want to attack. So we can click on the attack button here. We'll select embedded JWK. So JWK is JSON Web Key. And we have to select a signing key. So the signing key is going to be the one that we created most recently. It's going to be at the bottom of the list. So select that one. Let's see if we can make this bigger. So select the last key that we created, and then we can just click on OK. And we see that we've created a new JWT. Click on pretty. Okay. We're going to send this request. So this request should have the embedded JWK header, and we signed it with our key. So we're just going to send the request. In the response over here, it says OK. If we render this, it'll give us the same view as if we used our web browser. So over here, we see we have access to the admin panel. We can actually send this request and do it interactive with our web browser, the Burp Suite web browser. So we're just going to right-click and select Show Response in Browser. Okay, show response in browser. To show this response in your browser, copy the URL below and paste into the browser. So I think what we want to do is we want to request in browser, not show response in browser. We do request in browser in original session. So if we use the original session, it's going to use the cookies from this request. So click on request in browser in original session, and then copy the URL. So copy the URL, then go over to your Burp Suite browser, paste in the URL that you received, and then we see we're interactive. We're interactive with the web page now in our browser. So all we need to do is we need to click on Delete Carlos, and we've completed the lab. Did we complete the lab? Hold on. I must have done something wrong. Hold on. Okay, so request in browser in original session. Okay, copy that. I think I'll try a new tab. In the new tab. Okay, so we got access to the admin panel. Well, I mean, hopefully this. Click on admin panel. Why doesn't this go through? This was working this morning. Don't know why it's not working now. All right, let's try that again. Click in. Request in browser in. How about show response in browser? It's not exactly the same thing. Okay. Okay, let's go to admin panel. Only, Okay, well, what we can do is we can get around this by sending the exact endpoint to the server. So it's /admin, was it delete? Store the cookie in your browser. Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna copy the cookie here. Hold on. Okay, this is the cookie here. I'm just gonna copy it, and then I'm gonna go over to our regular browser, and I'm gonna paste it in. Okay, reload the page. Okay, done. Now we've got permanent admin panel access, great, and we can delete Carlos. And that solves the lab.
Hey there, HackerFrogs! Are you enjoying this workshop? Learning new concepts and skills? If so, there's a way you can support the channel, and it's totally free. Just click on the subscribe button below the video. Also, click on the like button. And if you have questions or comments on this workshop, please leave them below the video. Thanks for listening. And now, back to our scheduled programming.